All right, we're about to get on the bike. Just thought I'd do a quick video. Are you mainstream? Are you mainstream? It's a quick one. People always, if you ride a bike, wear gloves. If you skate, wear gloves. Unless you like hands like Freddy Krueger's face one day, okay? Also good to protect the back of your hand. I live in Australia, man, and we have a hole in the ozone layer. I'm also about to put on a long sleeve shirt, by the way. It's about 2:30. So we've got a hole in the ozone layer here, okay? The amount of UV you get here in Australia, it's hardcore. Like when I lived in New York, my skin looked totally different, all right? Totally different to what it does in Australia, and the exact same diet back then as well. Let's talk about mainstream. This video has come from a loving place, okay? I'm not here to offend anyone, but I will. But always here to help. That's my number one intention, is to help people. All right? I want to help people live better quality lives by telling them the stuff that they might not want to hear, but they need to hear. Just as I really, really value when people tell me things that are going to help me with my life direction, okay? How mainstream are you? Okay, I remember my mainstream days. I used to believe in calories in, calories out. I used to believe, that the top level athletes were natural, that the guys in the gym looking swole just trained harder and had special protein shakes. I don't use steroids because steroids are illegal. Steroids don't work, and steroids are expensive, and steroids are very, very hard to get. Holy, I used to believe that riding bikes is for poor people, that you have to eat meat. And if you're tired, you just haven't had enough coffee. If you're thirsty, you just haven't had enough coffee. That clear urine was a sign of ill health, and you were dilute of nutrients, and the urine had to be yellow and stanky, okay? And that a headache on a hot day was just part of an allergy from summertime, okay? I learned that, they're the main ones. That sugar's bad, sugar's poison, and your body doesn't need sugar, okay? And then there's a difference between, you need sugar, but processed sugars are different to natural sugars, all right? And processed cane sugar is different from the sugar in the fruit. It isn't it? No, it's not. Sucrose is sucrose. If you get sucrose from the corn, the peas, the yams, okay, the fruits, that sucrose is the same as in the beetroot or the cane. Sucrose, chemical compound, doesn't change no matter the source, okay? But the mainstream people out there tell you it does. I used to believe that for a little bit. And then someone said, Harley, this is what sucrose looks like in your cane juice, and this is what sucrose looks like from the white processed refined cane sugar. I was like, hang on, what's the difference? There is none. It's sucrose, it's sucrose. Oh, but it's got fiber in there. If sucrose is a poison, this is a very mainstream thing. If you believe in the sugar's bad, then we're very, very mainstream still. And I say it, because I want to help people. If we're thinking that, sugar is poison once you remove the fiber, that means that, and if you add fiber to it, then it's healthy again. It's natural. Sugar's always natural. All right? White processed refined sugar is natural, okay? It's naturally occurring from the cane grass. Yeah, it went through the processing element, okay? But it's still a natural product, okay? Just like if you get a banana and dry it out, keep drying it out, keep processing, refining, you still have the banana sugar. It's still naturally derived, okay? Man didn't make the sucrose. The plant made the sucrose, and man, we just dried it out and separated the fiber, and then we got the sucrose. It's naturally derived, okay? It wasn't made in a lab. People think that sugar's made in a lab and that sugar's bleached. They add bleach to it and stir it around. That's why it's white. It's a carbon filter they use, okay? Back in the day, they used to use bone char. Now they don't. It's too expensive and the mad cow risk. It's crazy, man. But how mainstream are you? Mainstream is you've got to have a 9 to 5. You've got to go to university. You've got to drive BMW if you want to be successful. You've got to wear a suit. You've got to wear a Floxer watch. You've got to be like Andrew Tate. Smoke cigars and cigarettes. Drink fucking $1,000 bottles of champagne. Lie about using steroids. And drive a Bugatti. And claim you're not mainstream when you are. All right? Andrew Tate. Love some of the stuff he says. But he's just a mainstream entrepreneur guy looking to make more money to buy more mainstream product, okay? Like overtly, like Bugatti, Ferrari, McLaren. How mainstream can you get? Like a mainstream goal of the average mainstream man is to have a supercar. You know, like, look at the dudes that go to the car. Look at the McLaren or BMW. Oh, you know, as kids, we're programmed to revere these pieces of plastic, metal, and carbon fiber with little Matchbox toys to program us from an early age. This is a mainstream thought, and this is what you have when you get it. And yeah, cool, these cars are fun. And you've seen me Ferraris and Lambos over the years, but it's more just to use them as thumbnail tools. Those things don't have any value to me other than thumbnail material to get people over to this lifestyle and protocol I teach. But these guys, that they live for that. That's their identity. Mainstream material goods. Overtly mainstream material goods. Which is, pros and cons to it. But don't be thinking you're away from the system, okay? If your drive is that, mainstream life, okay? Big flashy house, Ferrari. We're still mainstream. And not everything mainstream is bad, okay? I'm just saying, look at the things that lock you into that mainstream paradigm where you sacrifice your health for other people to make wealth off you, okay? One of them being obesity, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, various health issues. A lot of these health issues are very avoidable. I talk to a lot of doctors and surgeons and nurses. How do I meet these people? Mostly through cycling. A lot of doctors out there, a lot of surgeons and lawyers and those sort of demographics, they ride bikes, recreation, because they're in their weight loss. And they come up to me, they ask me for help, or we do social rides, etc. So I hear their stories, and I say to almost all of them, how many patients do you see come through who their conditions, diseases are largely preventable through diet and lifestyle? And they're like the majority. The absolute majority of our patients coming through is diet and lifestyle, all right? And that's mainstream diet and lifestyle. They can change up. This is it. We're not getting an alternative therapies here. But it's very interesting. So before you think you're an alternative person, just as I did back in the day, someone said, you think you're alternative, Harley, but you drink sugarcane juice, but you won't have white sugar on your fruit. Explain that. Where's that belief system from, Harley? And I was like, it's from TV. It's literally from TV, television. So I'm living a thing from TV. I've had a TV since 2002. I'm living this like sugar phobia thing from I learnt from TV. Natural sugars are good. Man-made sugars are bad. But there's no such thing as a man-made sugar. All sucrose is naturally derived from fruit, cane, beet, corn, peas, etc. So I'm living this mainstream belief system, and it was really crushing my daily participation in my daily reality by being undercarb, by not having enough sugars around all times. So it's interesting. But anyway, I lose people on the sugar thing because most people out there are very, very mainstream. Even the alternative people on Facebook, in the fruitarian groups and all this stuff, and fucking drinking urine shit. Man, it's just like, it makes you laugh. It does. But end of the day, I like to focus on performance, and anything that compromises your performance is bad for your health. All right? I'll say it again. Anything that makes your performance worse is bad for your health. Anything that's going to boost your performance, 99% of the time it's going to be better for your health. Okay, 99% of the time it's going to be better for your health. So if you're wondering what is the best diet for you, then track your performance biometrics. Mostly it's going to be hemoglobin, but a more accurate, easier one is power output on the bike with a power meter, okay? How much power can you put out for 5 minutes, 20 minutes, between 5 and 20 minutes, okay? And if you're finding your power's going down, then your diet ain't fucking healthy for you. If your power's going up, assuming that you're conditioned, all right? Obviously when you're a noob, your power's going to keep going up for a while. But let's say you're conditioned, you've been riding for a few years, and you understand power profiles, etc. And you may be going to try the keto diet or the carnivore diet or the cat food diet or the dog food or vulture diet, whatever it's called, depending on the day of the week. And you'll see your power just goes right down, okay? Or maybe you're a runner, 5K time, mile time, between the mile and the 5K and the marathon, but the marathon's a bit more training. But anyone can run a mile if they can walk. Anyone can run a 5K if they can walk, assuming you don't have any injuries, impairments like that. So if your 5K time's going down, you're listening to some mainstream advice and it ain't working for you, okay? So they're the ones that, whenever I have debates with people, I'm like, well, is your performance going up or is it going down, okay? Now, obviously, you got your age and you got injuries and you got, maybe you can't train as much because you got kids. But I trained very, very little, so I can specifically see what's working and what's not. Okay, that's why people are like, how did you ride? You ride a bike? There's an e-bike, electric bike. Like I don't ride a normal bike that much just to see what's making differences, etc. Okay. But anyway, ramble on here. But how mainstream are you? Are the beliefs, the question to ask yourself, is the beliefs I'm having today really serving me? Is it really pushing me in a direction I want to go in my life? When I think about certain relationships or food or people or countries or races, religions or whatever, whose idea is this in my head? Is this really my idea? Or am I just blindly following some illogical bullshit that someone put out there, some entrepreneur put out there one day? Like, how can we make more money off fat Americans and fat Australians and fat Europeans? I know. Tell them good things about their bad habits. Instant cash. So remember, a lot of these beliefs people have out there, you, me, they're not really our ideas. They're just like, we're like, why am I even doing this? Why am I doing this? I remember the first time I added refined sugar back into my diet. Like, instantly, within 30 seconds, I felt the urge to do sprints. And I was like, hang on, this is a good feeling again. I've had this for a while, okay? And I was sprinting down the streets in Davao City, Philippines, 2010. And I was like, damn. Then I ran a half marathon a few days later. I was like, boom, we're back on the game here. And everything changed from there. So just because I started to question what the mainstream paradigm was encouraging me, and I had a belief in my system, not even about sugar, which is a very, very important belief to disown, that sugar's bad and somehow sucrose from fruit is different from sucrose in the packet. It's not. It's exactly identically the same sucrose chemical compound. Yes, it doesn't have the fiber, but we're not talking about that. Okay, you can add if you're worried about fiber, just add the sugar to your fruit and you get everything. But you won't do that because you get orthorexia. You know what I mean? People are like, but there's no fiber in it. Okay, add it to your fruit. I won't do that. Why not? Because I've got orthorexia. And orthorexia, the definition of orthorexia, I'm going to say it in a nice way, loving way, laughing way. The definition of orthorexia is your life quality is going down. Oh, but I'm just detoxing. No, you're fucking not. You've been detoxing for 5 years. Your performance is a shit. Oh, but maybe I'll take 7 years to detox and then I'll be good again. No, you won't. Okay? So orthorexia, man, I see it every fucking day, man. The orthorexics out there, just the performance. And I was orthorexic back in the day. I was like focusing on health and purity, and then I'm looking at my power data, and I'm thinking, hang on, I should be put out more watts than this. Something's wrong here. Let me add in some carbs, some sugars, and it went up from there. Same with running times. I'm like, I should be running faster than this. I'm freaking 60 kilos, man. I should be running faster than this, okay? So again, orthorexia takes a hold, and it just wraps you like a blanket. And unless you're checking your performance times, 5K. So here's the one: if your 5K time's getting shitter, or you're not going as quick as you could be going for someone your body weight or age, orthorexia is taking hold of you. Your hemoglobin's going down. All right, hemoglobin. Orthorexics. Every single orthorexic I know has poorer hemoglobin than they could otherwise have. And when your hemoglobin's low, you can't burn as much fat. You can't feel. You're not as good. You're not charged on. I've got no symptoms in my body right now, but I feel like buzzing. Okay, I had a nap before, had some carbs, etc. So I love how good I sleep and think on sugar. Your brain on sugar. Sugar is a hell of a nutrient. Some people that says sugar's a drug. Go and watch my old YouTube video on my Durianrider channel. Just type in Durianrider sugar's a drug, where I dress up like a drunkie and I'm asking people for money to go to sugar rehab. And people are just walking past me like, this dude's fucking cool. But yeah, all these people think sugar's a drug, but no one's willing to give me money to go to rehab. So if you think sugar's a drug, hit the thanks button and give me some money so I can go to sugar rehab. But no one's going to do that, because we all know sugar's a nutrient. It's not a fucking drug. See ya.